Hey everyone, it's Bruce Watson here at Watson Chiropractic, your chiropractor here in Manteca. Today's video is on stretching. Now, I cannot reiterate how important stretching is for the health of your spine. And so, in my opinion, you need to have something that's short enough that you can do most days, but long enough that's going to be effective, right? And so to me, stretching is very much like exercise. If you hate your routine, you're going to be one of those people that burns out and stops exercising, and stretching is the same. So this is the routine that I have come up with over the years now. I've been in practice 26 years. I just turned 50 this year, and I have a chronic low back problem. I have 2 disc bulges in the bottom 2 discs, and I've had back pain, ironically, since I was in chiropractic college. And over the years, I've learned more about stretching and changed my stretching. And 2 years ago, I had a flare-up that was so severe with such terrible sciatic that I had to do something different. And so I did some reading, talked to my chiropractor at the time, and he really helped with some of the stretches too. And this is the routine that I do every day or almost daily, and it's been very effective for me. I'm certainly not saying it's the answer to everybody's problems, but I think it is valid for most people that are having any low back tension and problems in their spine, and even preventatively. And so that's what we're going to do today, is my routine. I do want to end with, before we get started, if with any stretching routine you're ever having any sharp pains or spasms, that's not the right stretch for you. So as you're going through and maybe trying to implement some of the stretches I'm teaching you today, any sharp pains, don't do it. You can also look up on YouTube lumbar stretches and pick out some of your own, and maybe you want to learn your own routine. But again, this is mine, and I hope you get some benefit from it. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start out with the number one most important stretch that you have to do every day is your hamstrings. And the motion is reaching towards your toes. If you look on YouTube, you can probably see 100 different ways of doing it. So we're going to do it from a sitting position on the mat. And the stretch with your feet at about shoulder width is simply reaching toward your toes. I want you doing a slow count of a minimum of 100 on each stretch. So in your head, you're counting 1, 2, 3. Now you're never bouncing when you stretch. You can hurt yourself bouncing. So it doesn't matter how far you get or where you start or where you finish, just that you're getting a little farther. So this is your first stretch, your hamstring stretch. And again, a very slow count of 100 at a minimum. You can do more. Okay, that's stretch number 1. Stretch number 2, you're gonna sit Indian style. If you cannot sit Indian style, I am going to teach you a variation on the chair in just a second. So, starting in this position, you're going to reach forward. And again, we're doing a slow count of 100. So it doesn't matter how far you get, just as you're breathing out and counting in your head, you're going to get a little farther and a little farther and a little farther. I did this stretch this morning. By the time I'm done, my face is fairly close to the mat, but I'm not a guru or a stretching. I'm just doing this to be effective. Now, if you can't do it in that position, can you see me here? Okay, this is what I want you to do if you can't do the stretch from a sitting Indian style position. You're gonna put your foot on your knee. You're gonna have your hands on your knee, not pulling with your hands, just resting. And your nose is gonna go towards this knee. Not straight down this way, but on a slight angle. And so this is a stretch. Again, a slow count of 100, and obviously you're gonna wanna go both ways, okay? Slow count of 100. That's stretch number 2. Stretch number 3 is just simply stretching out our quads. And so you're gonna be standing, or you can do it other ways, but I'm gonna recommend standing, holding onto a wall, and you're just gonna do a slow count of 100. I like to build my balance and not hold onto a wall. But if you're hopping around, just hold on to a wall, a slow count of 100 both directions. Stretch number 3. So now, for stretch number 4, we're going to stretch out our glutes, which are a very powerful muscle group, and we're going to be putting from a lying position your foot across your knee, and you're pulling up towards your opposite shoulder. So you're not going straight up. That is effective, but you're going to get a little more of a stretch. Stretching over towards your opposite shoulder. Again, a slow count of 100 both ways. Stretch number 4, right? So for our final and last stretch, it is kind of like what I'm doing when I adjust you on a side posture. This rotational stretch is very important to take your time and go slowly. And I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to show you how I want you to start it. So the stretch is lying on your side. You're going to have your arm and your face facing the opposite direction of the stretch, relaxing, and you're going to bring your leg up and over. Now, if you can, you're going to bring, to increase the stretch, you're going to straighten the leg. If you can't, just keep doing it bent leg, like so. The importance is having your arm pointing the opposite direction and looking the opposite direction. Otherwise, you will not get the same stretch. So, if you were to do all 5 of those stretches for a slow count of 100, like I said, you can do more. You can do that in 5 minutes or so. So it's something you could do every day or as close to daily as possible. I do them every morning, and just as a side note, I stretch my hamstrings every night right before I go to bed for a slow count of 100. So that's what I do. I hope that helps a lot of you out there, and remember to get adjusted for the health of it. Enjoy your day.